Peace, it's your brother Bashir. Welcome to Financial Frenemy. I got my good brother Quinton Lewis.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Here, man. It's good to finally catch up with you. I know you're busy, man. Just to have a conversation about the financial aspects of what you do.
Okay.
Man, our relationship began about a year ago. I moved from California.
Okay.
And
what part?
Southern California.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Just got back from there.
Oh, you did?
Mm-hmm.
Man, I know you enjoyed yourself, right?
It was cool. Real estate makes me sick.
All right.
The real estate makes me sick. Just looking at the prices of what that stuff costs.
Oh yeah, it's really expensive. Yeah, so the financial aspects of businesses. A lot of times, owners they don't really get a chance to talk about that, and I feel like it's so beneficial to other small entrepreneurs and business owners to kind of get that journey on how you got here.
Mm-hmm.
So your business, Herbs and Eden,
Yeah.
you guys, yeah, Herb and Eden, you guys produce your own, manufacture your own soap.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting because a lot of entrepreneurs, they use platforms like Alibaba. They order stuff in bulk and then they or they use white label,
Right.
where they basically print their own brand on the label.
Mm-hmm.
They buy in bulk, print their own brand on the label, and then they sell it like
Yeah,
that.
a lot of people do that.
Mm-hmm. And you control that whole process.
Yeah, we control the whole thing from getting raw materials all the way until shipping out the door till they get it. So
Yeah.
I like to have that control.
Yeah, absolutely. Control is everything. Now, you,
Absolutely.
how did you start? Like, how did you from the first time you started selling soap? Where was that? Was that like on just word of mouth?
Well, my wife Taryn, she the one started. I had another business before this one. I had a landscape design business before this, like doing like gardening stuff.
Right.
And in the midst of that, she was at home wanting to find another skill. So she came across the soap making kit. And then she, what did she do? What did she do at the end of it? Oh, she got the soap making kit, made it at home in the kitchen, and then was like, okay, I wanna do something with this. And I was like, well, you need to make it from scratch. Know how to make it from scratch. And then she made it, and then she posted on social media. And then people was like, oh, I would like that or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then we kind of hit the ground from there, just organically from there.
Right. And so as y'all began to make more money, you saw how profitable it was?
Well, I actually knew from the beginning that this business would be like more scalable.
Right.
And like, cause I was doing the landscape design business.
Right.
So a service, like I already knew from the beginning that this was a product-based business.
Right.
It could be sold online. That's why I set up the online Shopify store in 2015 for the soap business. So I knew that this is the one that's probably gonna be the one that's gonna be our long-term plan.
Right.
The landscaping business was just it was my first business. It was me, my introduction into business. It paid the bills.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It wasn't super hard, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
And
that's kind of where that came from.
the soaps that you have now, they're more, you guys have added more different types of botanical or plant-based ingredients in them.
Yeah, we got now 15 varieties of soap. It started off with a lot, honestly. We was doing testing.
Right.
And then we narrowed them down, and then we just probably added one here and there as time went on and whatnot.
Right.
So we have our main ones that we still do.
Mm. Yeah, so when we met, y'all had a shop, a smaller store in Douglasville. Was that Douglasville?
Yeah, this is Douglasville right here. The store is actually right around the corner.
Yeah, right.
The store is 3 minutes from here. It's getting renovated right now.
Y'all didn't have this warehouse.
No.
And at that time, how many employees did you have?
When you met me the first time?
Right.
Shoot. When we met the first time, that was before the grand opening. So we probably had 2 employees around that time.
About 2.
Yeah, 2.
Wow. And how many do you have now?
We got 27.
That was within about a year? About a year's time?
That was March. That was March, April. No, that was March, April-ish of 2019. That's what that was. That was March, April 2019. Like I said, we had 2 employees around that time. And then What you asked, like how much time went by?
Yeah, it's been about
About a
It's
year.
been about a year and some change.
Year and some change. About a year and what? What's that? April. About a year and a half.
Wow,
For
from
about a
2
year
to
and a half.
27.
Yeah.
That's
About a year
really
and a half.
interesting because you know what, man, I've been talking to entrepreneurs and they start off with maybe a few family members, but they
Yeah.
never get past that hump to
Right.
scale. And it's like the dynamics of having the demand. So we all know that you need to have the demand
Right.
before you start paying employees.
Right.
What was your position before you started to hire, and how many people did you hire like within a month? Was it like one like several a
Yeah,
month, or
several
like
month.
how was that process?
Well, it went fast, but the reason why I got ramped up like that was okay. So we had 2 around that time when you met you. So the thing is, when I met you, you don't know if you remember, we was in the store.
Yeah.
The store wasn't all the way built out.
wasn't-
Yeah,
it
it
wasn't
was.
even done.
We was just. I don't know if you remember. We was just fixing up the store.
Yeah,
We was just fixing it up, so we hadn't even opened yet.
right.
Fast forward, we started doing all that hiring pre-COVID, like right before COVID.
Yeah,
So like top of the year, 2020, January, and we're getting a little bit more busier, starting the new year off, and we were about to make 2 hires, so it was gonna be at 4 people.
right.
COVID hit, we started to get busier. We hired a little bit more. So COVID is what made it busy. We didn't hire everybody at the same time. We probably hired like, 2 to 3 came on. And 2 to 3 more came on. Then
Right.
maybe 4. And then, you know what I'm saying? We was probably hiring like in 2s and 3s.
Okay.
Like that. But COVID is what made us just like really have to hire a lot more people.
Yeah,
And because people was looking for soap.
it's a necessity. Everybody
like,
gotta wash their body. So.
People was looking for soap. So it was just like, we was in that small space in that store.
Yeah,
And I was just like, yeah, we need more people. But not only do we need more people, we need more space.
right.
We needed more space. So once we got over here, I was able to hire a lot more people. I was very limited over there.
Right.
That operation grew so fast and scaled so quickly. Man, like where do I start? Like it went so fast just because I think what happened was, like I said, once COVID hit, people were stocking up.
Right.
People were stocking up, and they were trying to stock up on their essentials.
Yes.
So it was March when we just really we doubled in our amount of orders and our revenue.
The perfect storm.
Yeah, it was a perfect storm. So we doubled. So it was like, okay, so we need a lot more people. And literally from February all the way until about July, August, we were just like hockey stick growth. Like it was just
Exponential growth.
yeah. So that allowed us to hire.
Okay.
That's what allowed us to hire. Because what happens is like, especially when we were getting real busy, we were falling behind. We were like 4, 5, 6 weeks behind in fulfillment.
Okay.
So basically, in business, you either need to sell way too much,
Right.
or you need to get some capital from somewhere else.
Right.
We were fortunate to be able to sell way too much, so we was able to use that capital to be able to invest it into the people.
So you didn't have to take out a loan and borrow.
No, not at all.
So your expansion was due to your profitability,
Yeah.
your ability to sell more.
Yes. Yeah. So we sold.
Right.
We sold way more. Like we sold way more. Like
Okay.
people was telling us like shut it down. Like y'all should shut it down because we was on like 5 to 6 weeks
Yeah.
to get your order.
Yeah.
So that's a long time to be waiting for some
It
soap.
is.
But the crazy thing is people were still ordering. People were ordering and we were waiting.
Right.
And I was just like, wow. So I think what the customers was hitting us up like, yo, y'all need to just put sold out on your products. You need to shut it down. I wanted to shut it down.
Right.
But I knew that it was so much uncertainty going during COVID that, businesses shutting down, essential, non-essential. We didn't know if like, well, shoot, this might be the last time we can make some sales. So that's why we never shut it down. We just allowed it to continue. So I was just like, you know what, let the floodgates just be open and allow people to just continue to order. Because that's what's funding. That was our investment, literally.
Did y'all ever touch the PP
We
loan?
did get a PPP loan. It wasn't a lot though. It was very small. I think it was based off our numbers we didn't start hitting like these crazy numbers until like almost like right before the summer started.
Yeah.
So I think they gave us the PPE loan like based off of numbers that we were doing like maybe previous.
Mm-hmm.
So like, yeah, that's right. The PPE loan it wasn't super big. Ours was like $9,000 or something like that. It wasn't a lot.
And there's some people out there doing some fraud with that, you know.
I hear.
They getting what they deserve, you know.
Yeah, I hear about that, but like I said, we didn't get too much, and we really didn't need it.
And you didn't even need it.
We didn't need it. It was my mother-in-law. She works with us.
Yeah.
She was like, she was applying for us grants and stuff like that. So she was like, okay, y'all got this. So it didn't hurt to get it or whatnot, but
right.
It wasn't like a crazy amount of money though.
Okay. Yeah, so that's really interesting, and you know, scaling is really difficult because of the demand.
Super difficult.
So, you know, you hire these people in waves. You said about 2 or 3 at a time.
Yeah, it kind of was like that.
And then you notice that you're able to meet that demand. So now you're able to make more sales, right?
Mm-hmm,
So did you see more sales come from the productivity of being able to meet the demand?
So what I learned was through that whole mess, I call it a mess because through COVID, through the support black business type of thing. So it was COVID, support black business, and it was a combination of us increasing our ad budget.
Okay.
So we increased our ad budget, like all of that at the same time.
Yeah.
COVID increased ad budget. Black businesses, people wanted to support them. You remember around that time with the protests and stuff?
Right.
So, just kind of like a combination of that, and man, what you had asked me just now? My bad, I forgot. What you asked me about? You asked me about the hiring process.
The
right?
hiring process, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the sales honestly, like, we have like I like to call it a new norm.
Mm-hmm.
So like pre-COVID, we were like doing like 900 orders a month. Like after the dust settled and after the storm, like on average now we're like doing like 6,000-7,000 orders a month now.
Wow.
So like all of that created like a whole new norm.
Right.
So like, like one of my fears was, shoot, I'm hiring all these people, like, are we gonna need them after all of this like happens? Like after everything settles and we caught up, like am I gonna need them?
Right.
But now what I've learned now is just go ahead and just like,
it's a risk.
Yeah, like the thing I learned was like, I wanted to like over invest into like the infrastructure.
Okay.
So like I wanted to like bring in all these people so that if this happens again, we're ready. Because it could have been ugly.
Right.
So right now it's just, I've probably been spending a little bit more than I have to for labor, but I'm preparing because now we're in Q4. And Q4 is like the busiest time of the year.
Right.
So like what we experienced in midsummer, we're actually experiencing it again now.
Yeah.
But now, instead of me having like 3, 4, 5 employees, I got like 25, 27. Mm-hmm. Now we're more equipped, and then it actually feels better. It feels good now. Like we're able to handle that wave, coming in.
Man, you blessed, and obviously you were very intelligent, and you made some good decisions. Is there anyone that you consult, like financially, that you have consulted with, about making these decisions, or is it just kind of like you just throwing stuff up and seeing what sticks?
So like, I have a team. So like, it's not only me, it's my wife.
Yeah.
She's my business partner. So like, we always discussing.
Gotta have a clean on your side.
Right. my guy Isaiah. Shout out to Isaiah. Suave Eyewear. He's on our team. He helps us out with like strategy and everything.
Okay.
Who else? My ads guy. So like, just kind of consult with all these different people, especially on the marketing team. Right. Because like the marketing team is what like kind of made a lot of this happen. Yeah. Whatever. So
are those guys telling you, like, were they telling you, hey, yeah, we should expand? Like, is there anyone that was in your ear? I know. Well, I know the wife probably was.
Well, like for example, one person that was in my ear that I didn't mention was I had like an inside connect at Facebook that was telling me around COVID, if you can increase your ad budget, do it now. So I was like, okay, cool. So increasing that ad budget really kind of like started to ramp things up and whatnot, and then like the sales started going up, and so yeah, like just like my marketing team, and just honestly like just kind of knowing that you need it, right? Like it's like we're like, I was in it, like I was still like making product with people and everything, so like I feel it, like I don't need to be continue making product. I need to be working on like attaining more business.
So the marketing aspect was key to the growth.
Oh, absolutely.
I heard that,
Absolutely.
it's a ratio. If you're spending X amount of dollars on marketing and if you're at least breaking even, that's actually a good thing.
Oh man.
And if you can get more, like for every dollar, if you can get $2 for every dollar you spend in marketing, it's a win-win.
Oh yeah.
So the ratio that you have is a good one, right?
What? In the peak of all of this, we were seeing an 8x return.
Wow.
We were seeing an 8x return on our ad spend. Combination, like I said, protests, COVID. Because what COVID did was everybody's at home. So more eyes are on the internet.
Right.
More eyes are on your phone.
Right.
Which the guy for that Facebook was like, well, run more ads.
Yeah.
Increase your ad budget. You know what I'm saying? And then we shot one of the things that helped us as well, we shot a brand story video. So we shot a brand story video in the midst of the black business like push or whatnot, like right in the midst of that. And then we put like a lot of money behind that. So like it was people literally in the comments was like, yo, this is like the perfect video for right now. Like so we really kind of played into like the times that we were in. We could recognize what time we were in as far as
COVID-19.
Yeah.
You got all the stuff going on with the injustice with black people.
Yeah.
So now they get to see the story of a black business.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's providing an essential product in a time of need.
We used all of that.
Yeah.
We used like all of that. So but like I said, the marketing really helped.
Okay.
And having all of our systems in place, as far as like, so we were able to, we collected a whole lot of data through all of this wave. Like our email list went from all of this, our email list was probably like at 5,000, 6,000 people.
Right.
I projected that we would probably hit 10,000 by the end of the year. Our email list now is like at like 38,000 now. So
that's
like,
awesome.
It went from like boom to boom.
Yeah.
You know, and it ain't even about the money, the data.
That data.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing because a lot of people can like maybe experience a lot of growth and stuff like that during all of the stuff that's happening, but if you're not collecting data through all of this, it literally will be a waste.
So you can use that data to further extrapolate other information about what they want, and then you can use that to your advantage.
Yeah, like that. Now you got bigger email lists.
Right.
So like, you got more people that you're communicating with, more people you can run ads to, more people you can retarget. Like you just got like a whole lot of stuff at your disposal to make decisions in your business to further it.
So do y'all use like a type of funnel?
Is that my phone? Oh no. So we use a type of funnel. Our funnel is like I say our funnel is like an organic funnel.
Okay.
Per se. It's not like so like our funnel starts with you see an ad of ours, maybe a top of the funnel type of ad, which is maybe be our brand story. Right. So you'll see our brand story, and then that's kind of like that's like the tripwire. You see the brand story, you'll click on the website, you marked with the pixel now. Now you're going to get retargeted with other different types of content and ads that we're going to show you and everything like that. Then you might buy. Now your information is with us. Right. And then now we're going to continue to like just communicate with you,
tell your story.
Yeah, just continue to just get you into our system of following us on social media. Mm-hmm. Like I said, you're on our email list, so you're going to get the emails. So it's an organic funnel. It's not like a forceful funnel. It's not like like the traditional funnel, people trying to upsell you and stuff like that.
Right.
It's not like one of those funnels.
Like click funnels.
It's not that. Like it's not that type of funnel. It is a funnel in its essence.
Right.
But it's not like one of those.
Theirs is less organic and more like, obviously the objective is to get people to buy more and upsell.
Right.
Yours is just more organic, natural. That is just the way, funnel meaning that it's the way the relationship begins online.
Yeah. I mean, ours is very just natural because, again, we're dealing with soap. And we've always been like transparent and just down to earth type of people. So like, even when we shoot our videos, it's just like, hey, I'm Quinton and Taryn Lewis of Urbanita, and we are the owners, and we have this business, and we just showing them how we started, and we just been documenting our journey every, little bit by little bit. So like we've been like keeping everybody abreast to like how we've been growing. So they've been seeing it. So like as you find out about us, a lot of people are they were happy to find out about us. Yeah. Black owned, and we selling a product from scratch. integrity. You know what I'm saying?
Because a lot of soaps are synthetic and they got nasty
So like
chemicals in there. So.
we have a clean brand. I would like to say. You know what I'm saying? It's not like unadulterated and things like that. You know.
Right.
We're not trying to finesse anybody, or that's why I say our funnel isn't those type of funnels. You know.
Right. Because y'all on time. This is y'all time.
Yeah.
It really is. You know, and I know you know my background is plant science.
Oh yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah,
I remember.
So, you know, that's where I would say 5-10 years ago, a lot of companies wanted like a lot of ingredients, you know, and they wanted products that are just cheap to make. But now people just want simplicity. They just want simple ingredients that they understand, natural.
They trust. They want to be able to trust. Right. You know what I'm saying? And
that goes along with your story, your brand, your story, as well as all the way down to the product itself.
Yeah, that goes to all of that. Like, I always go to that like, know, trust factor. People got to know who you are. So you got to get them to know who you are. So that means that, you know, doing video, things like that, so people can feel the energy.
That's right.
Then once they get to know you, now they got an opportunity to like you or not.
Right.
So either I'm going to like you or I don't like you.
Right.
And after that, then you gave them the ability to at least trust you.
Right.
So then if somebody can trust you, they'll at least listen to what you got to offer.
That's so true.
That's it. So if they at least listen, then they're not going to buy off the first time, but that 11th time they seen your ad, you know what I'm saying? That's when they're going to be like, or that's when they're going to go in your inbox and be like, man, I've been watching you for the past like year, just now about to buy.
And you know, that's sales I've been learning too.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of times I think when people first get into sales, they have this expectation that people are going to buy the first time. You know, and that may even come off as this person is, you know, really desperate.
Yeah.
So I think the whole understanding that, you know, this is a relationship that's going to be a long-term relationship.
Right.
So I don't have to try to push stuff on you right now.
Right.
You know, all I need to do is be open and transparent.
Yeah.
And you either gonna like me or not like me, but what's not.
All the cards on the table.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But I mean, that's why you gotta collect the data.
Right.
Because you're not gonna get them to buy it the first time.
Hey, data mining is big right now.
Yeah, it's super big. Really that's all we are. We data mine all day.
You do it yourself instead of having another company do it for you.
Oh, we do it ourselves. I mean, just by have your pics on your website, have your email list stuff to capture your emails or capture the phone numbers.
Okay.
And then shoot, you off and running. Literally, you put that little pixel on your website. That is literally worth thousands of dollars just by putting that little. Why do I call it a little? Why do I go like this? Like it's not even physical. Like it's a code. But when I hear pixel, I think of like this little thing like that. You know. But it's just a code.
Now, do y'all? What's y'all goals in terms of expansion? Where do you see yourself going in the next 5 or 10 years in terms of production? You know, y'all plan on getting another warehouse, being in different locations in the U.S. or even outside of the U.S.?
I mean, to be honest with you, I've never said this on video or anything, but I want to be $1 billion brand. I want Urban Eden to be $1 billion company. And it's like, why not? We do soap.
Right.
Like, why couldn't we have a Black-owned $1 billion soap brand, natural skincare brand? Like, that's my goal.
And as long as there's other soap manufacturers out there making products that are not good for you, I believe you're morally obligated to do that.
Yeah.
For yourself, for your people, for your community, why not?
For real. I want to be a multi-billion-dollar company. Like, for this year, I mean, we have plans of expansion. As you can see here, we need a bigger space. We literally just got here in June, and we already need a bigger space. We are about to sell on Amazon next year, so that's a big play right there. Gonna be selling on Amazon. Selling on Amazon and possibly just expanding our distribution. We sell all of our stuff direct to consumer. We have no wholesale accounts.
Right.
We only sell direct on our website. So just adding Amazon, maybe adding some strategic wholesale partners.
Right.
That'll expand us a little bit more. But yeah, our goal is to continue to grow this thing. I want to create lots of jobs. I need to bring manufacturing back to America anyways.
Right.
I mean, I know I don't want to get political. I don't want to get political.
It's okay.
I don't want to get political. But Trump is big on that. He wants to bring back manufacturing. I haven't heard the other candidates talk about that, but that's something I did hear Trump talk about a lot, is bringing manufacturing back, which will bring jobs back.
It will.
Because America we got lazy and we got fat. So we outsourced all of our labor to overseas and everything like that. We don't have manufacturing here. We don't export anything.
That's right.
But I want to bring back manufacturing. I want to bring back practicality to businesses. That's what makes them sustainable.
You know what? As a people, we've been hearing jobs and justice for so long.
Yeah.
And we want equality.
Mm-hmm.
And we look into this government that we don't have no control over.
Yeah.
And they don't have no type of loyalty to us because we're not in a position of power.
True.
Over them.
True.
And we're looking for a president, and with this whole debate, I know go a little political, but not too much. I think that we need to focus on what we can do for ourselves as a people instead of that victim mindset.
I totally agree.
And I can agree with having manufacturing in our control.
Yeah.
Which is where we reside at in America.
True.
We have to.
That's why we got exposed during COVID.
Yeah.
Supply chains was all messed up. I was having a hard time getting certain things.
Yeah.
But it's because, and I'm pretty sure like as we see, the whole United States was all out of whack.
Yeah.
But it's because all of our suppliers and manufacturers are not here. If we have it here, it would be actually it would be something else, because stuff will be more expensive. Stuff will be more expensive. I don't know if the American people are ready for that.
Mm-hmm.
We're not ready for that yet, because we're so used to, like you said in the beginning, cheap products.
Right.
All we want is cheap products, so we're not really worrying about. And American labor is expensive. As I know, American labor is expensive.
Right.
I mean, but at the same time, you can't look at it like that. You gotta look at it like we're employing people in our communities. We're giving jobs to people that are right around here.
Right.
Which stimulate our municipalities, and it stimulates our all around here and whatnot.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So it ain't about like, yes, it's about making money and profit, but at the same time, it's a sense of accomplishment when I'm able to hire like black men that look like me. You know what I'm saying? Or able to hire just the people that we have in here. Like, that's big or whatever.
It is.
To me, that's big.
It's important, and it's something that we shouldn't be ashamed of.
And not at all. Like I really like. That's probably like my sense of accomplishment right there. It's creating jobs.
Right.
I love creating jobs. That's what I want to do. I want to create thousands of jobs.
There's a term called equity.
Oh yeah.
When I think of equity, I think of fairness.
Mm-hmm.
See, we want equality,
Mm-hmm.
but unfortunately, you can't have true equality without equity.
True.
When a group of people are in control of, because let's be real.
Mm-hmm.
It's not about worshiping money. It's not about focusing on only having money.
Mm-hmm.
But damn it, you can't be free without having control over your resources.
Right.
And everything costs money in order to maintain a community, to maintain infrastructure, to maintain, to even put someone in politics.
Mm-hmm. You need money.
You need money. And if you have politicians that didn't get there based off of your economy, based off of you supporting them financially,
right,
what obligation do they have to you?
Nothing.
So we expect them to do something for us, but we didn't put them there, and that's a huge problem.
That is a huge problem, because I don't think we understand that. I think we're looking at the game as like checkers, but it's chess.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
And we gotta have corporations, you gotta have business, you gotta have manufacturing, economy. You gotta have that. You know what I'm saying, so that we can have some type of control,
right,
to make some decision. I mean, employing a whole bunch of people. If a whole bunch of us employed a whole bunch of people, like that's a lot of, we would have a lot of the candidates probably coming to us to like, what do y'all need? Right. What do you need? Like a lot of that money that a lot of the bigger corporations were getting, maybe that could have been, to us, because we employ 1% of the, U.S. or something like that. Like 1% is a lot, though. That's a lot in terms of macroeconomics.
It is like 320 million people in America. So
right, if you're employing 1%, but
that's a large.
Yeah, that's a lot of number. But I mean, when we talk about like companies like Walmart and Amazon, like I'm pretty sure they're doing stuff like that. And that's why they have a lot of say. Right. Honestly, fear could have overcame. Fear almost could have overcame me. Like I said, I wanted to shut down and not. Like, I wanted to just shut down because it was.
And you didn't.
But we didn't, and I'm so glad. Like when I say we were this close to just being like, shut it down. We can't handle this no more. Just shut it down. We're gonna have the store closed for like a month. But just not having zero revenue come in and hiring at the same time is not a good mix.
No.
It's not a good mix. And that was the conversations I was having with like a lot of my people on my team. It's just like, they were like, yo, you need to shut down. This is too much. But we didn't though, so I'm happy about that.
What would you tell somebody whose vision and whose goal is to have a small business, maybe not necessarily in soap, but what advice would you tell them financially in terms of like being able to get funding for their business?
Yeah. Well, I say this, and just based off my experience, I don't honestly like. It's hard to get funding in your business at the very beginning.
Okay.
Like, cause they don't have any like any track record. You know what I'm saying? They don't have any track record of generating revenue like into the accounts. Like, you got to be showing the money going into the account. Cause all they're gonna ask like, let me see your bank statement.
Right.
Then let me see your credit. You know what I'm saying? So in the beginning, start off small. Start off small so you don't have to like use anyone else's money maybe at the beginning. Like, start off small. You know what I'm saying? To keep all that equity.
Right.
To keep all that equity. Marketing, content, like, document that stuff. What you asked me, like, what advice would I have somebody for about attaining funding? That's another thing that I would say to them.
I could say before you hit your next point, just to piggyback off of what you're saying, the actual products that you're selling, that the fact that you're selling them, you should be getting revenue from that. Yeah,
that is one of the biggest things that I do, because I seen a video the other day about this business. They were struggling to like scale, and they needed like funding or whatever. But they said how they were selling out their product within like 2 hours, like every time. But my question was like, I was kind of confused. I was like, well, if you're making all of these sales, then you should be able to take that money and at least hire 1 or 2 people, right? To you know what I'm saying, to fund your growth. So you don't always need that outside money, especially in the beginning. Now, I would say in terms of us, like, if I said to myself, okay, I'm trying to be $1 billion company, I'm gonna need capital. Right. Like, I'm gonna need some serious capital, like, for real. But in our actuality, we don't have to have it, because we can grow methodically and slow. It's all about how fast you're trying to do it. That's really at the end of the day. You don't really have to have any other outside money. It's just, are you able to be patient, or you want to have it right now?
It can be riskier if you borrow money early on.
Yeah, it can be very. If
you haven't even proven to yourself that you can actually bring in this money,
right?
Because someone can get a loan and then they can go spend it on equipment or whatever, but then they don't even have the demand. So now you got to make payments on something that you're not even bringing in enough money.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, you don't have to have the money up front. Like I said, it's just a matter of like, how fast are you trying to grow? Right. We now are in year 5. So we just now have seen like our crazy growth now, but like we have been growing methodically every year. We have been doubling like every year. So, and we hadn't really used any like real money. I will say this: we have used money like bad loans, like Cabbage. That's not a good loan. That's how Cabbage.
I'm learning about it now.
You learn about it now? They're a terrible loan. You don't want to really use them, but we've used them before. But not a lot of money though. Right. Like very small, minuscule amounts, like $5,000 to $10,000. We've used PayPal before. Right. We've used a company called Clearbank, which Clearbank gives you money for like marketing and stuff like that. Okay. What else have we used? Just kind of like stuff like that. Nothing of like serious like traditional funding. Yeah. We haven't used like the bank.
That what you mentioned, those companies are like peer to peer.
Yeah, those companies are like non-traditional type stuff. Like if you're not going to the bank, you can go to them, which is like they'll give you money based off of like PayPal will give you money based off your sales. And they won't like interfere with your credit and stuff. But it's going to be higher interest. Right. It's going to be higher interest. So it's like, I guess if your margins are there, then you can get that money. You know what I'm saying? If you understand like what you're about to do. But I mean, again, when you're in the beginning of your journey, they're not going to give you a low interest loan. Nobody's going to give you that. Right. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to take the higher interest.
You're riskier.
Yeah, you're riskier. You're in the beginning, but again, you don't have to take it at all. You can grow methodically. Yeah. You can actually, way a person can grow today is You could pre-order. You could pre-sell your stuff.
Mm.
You could pre-sell an aid. That's your initial capital.
Right.
In my first business, the landscaping business, I had no money. But how we got started was I went and sold a job to somebody, and they got a deposit from somebody, and then that got me started. And remember, we went and bought a truck, and we went and bought a truck after that.
Yeah.
That's how we literally got started in business.
I had a few landscaping jobs back in the day too. I didn't do that, but
that's how I did it. Like I sold it to them. I was like, yo, I need to get a deposit. And they were cool with it. Gave us a deposit. And that's what that's what literally got everything rolling.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Doing it like that. So you don't have to have all that money in the beginning, man.
There you have it.
Yeah.
Excellent advice, brother.
Yeah.
Really, you could take that to the bank.
Keep you nimble. You want to stay nimble. You want to stay low cost, decrease your expenses. That's another big one. I think around the time when I met you, I was living with my mom.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. We just moved out of my mom's house back in December.
I just got a house?
Y'all apartment. Just an apartment.
Right.
We're still our expenses are very low still. Because I'm still trying to pour it all into here. Because if I want this to feed us like for the long term, and I'm trying to make it a $1 billion business.
Right.
I gotta really be pouring it in there. I can't make a whole lot of money and go blow it on a nice car.
And you could.
I could.
You could, yeah.
I could, but first, that's not my personality.
Right.
And then second, like, I know the long term. Like when I say I want to be able, my goal is to this. If I see a small business I want to support, I want to be able to give them $1 million. Just because we have it. I want to be like, hey, I see that brand. I like that brand.
So you would be an investor in that.
I want to be just like, hey, I want to just give them $100. Just give them $1 million. I want to be able to have that ability to do that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I don't know flexing type stuff or whatever.
Mm.
That's power. That's like you talked about. Like we gotta be able to have money to be able to make some type of change.
Right.
So like that's how we gonna be able to like grow and support our companies and do stuff for our people.
Right.
Shoot, there's plenty of businesses out here that are like amazing businesses, not just ours. But one if an investor or something like that is just like, I saw your story. Here's $1 million. You ain't gotta pay me back.
We need something like that.
And that's what I want. I want to be able to do that. Like literally, I want to be able to be like, there you go.
And that's really honorable.
For real.
It is.
But again, if you're able to just do that, then you know that then on the back end that your company or your investments are doing really, really well. If you're able to just give another business $1 million. You know what I'm saying? So
you're a humble brother. I like that because
I'm definitely humble.
As a people, man, like not having the access to, not having the capital, not having money like that. When we get it, a lot of times we want to just splurge on, so we can show everybody how
that we got it.
We are.
That we got it like that.
However, you're taking a part of what you could use to scale, to grow.
Yeah.
So it's like, do you want to grow or do you want to look like, you know what I mean? Do you want to be wealthy or do you want to look wealthy?
Nah, I want to. I want to have I want to create my whole goal was to create a system. I'm trying to create a system, like trying to decrease your tax liability.
Right.
That's it, and people forget about that. Like,
absolutely.
They forget about that because them taxes are real.
I was taught that it's not about what you make.
Yeah.
It's about what you can keep.
What you can keep.
You can have somebody who's making $100,000 versus somebody who's making $50,000 in income, and the one that's making $50,000 is keeping more than the one that's making $100,000. So
I believe it.
It's
depending on if they're an employee or if they're a subcontractor, like depending on what their structure is. You know what I'm saying? So that's a big one.
Truly is.
Excuse me. But that's a big one.
Any other thing you would like to share about the financing side? That was really good advice with growing slow and
just about money and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Keep them expenses low, man. Keep those expenses low. I can't probably stress that enough. Like just to be transparent, like me and my wife were living with my mom in the basement. Pre all of this stuff happened, like probably like 2 months before all of this happened.
Yeah.
And our business was doing like $30,000-$40,000 a month. And I still was living with my mom. Like we still was living with my parents. Because I was just like, yeah, we could afford to live in a place on our own, but again, it's the long term of it. Like what is a person trying to do? Like, are you just trying to make money? Or like are you trying to create a system that's gonna be able to employ people. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I'm big on. You know what I'm saying? Systems, man. Like it's so key. Like we're trying to feed with like generational
wealth.
Like my brother, I don't have kids yet. My brother got kids. My other brother got kids. Like they're gonna get older one day, and we don't need to have them starting from scratch.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? Like, why can't we got at least let them like have something?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, just like I said, just before I wrap it up, keep them expenses low, y'all. Thug it, man, and just keep it low.
Right.
Like the stuff that you want will come. Stuff that you want will come. Cars, houses, trips, that stuff will come. Like it'll come. But if you like, I'm 29. Like I still have a lot to learn. Like a whole lot to learn, and I know that. Like I know somebody could be listening to this right now. They way older than me. They're like, man, he got a lot to learn, and I recognize that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm really looking forward to the next 15, 20, 30 years of where we're gonna be at. And I'm gonna go on and speak it. Urban Eden will be $1 billion business.
That's right.
You got it first. You got it first. We will be $1 billion brand.
Yeah.
Definitely will be that.
Word is bond. And it'll come to fruition.
Oh, it definitely is. I mean, because when you think all the $1 billion businesses are simple. They're not doing like something like a product like clay. That right there, that little bags right there is clay. I'm pretty sure there are $1 billion companies that are into clay or like salt mine. Salt.
Right.
Salt is probably $1 billion industry.
Right.
Simple things. We're in soap.
You said it that you grew 8 times.
Yeah.
Profitability.
Oh, the return on ad spend. It was
the return on ad
at the highest point was at an 8x.
Right. When you know your growth.
Yeah.
So scaling is just like you're multiplying.
Yeah.
It's a multiplication factor that you're adding to what you're already producing. So when you say that, to me, I already know that's not unreasonable to say that you're going to be a $1 billion company.
Just pour it in more.
Right.
You just got to spend more.
It's a mathematical equation. You can look at how long it took you to get here based off of what you've been doing, and then you can scale it and multiply. You know what I'm saying?
And I literally saw like the whole workings of that happen like right before my eyes. If you increase like, which is our ad spend, then this will happen. You know what I'm saying? But of course, as you increase the ad spend, the return can come down a little bit or whatnot. But on average, we're like a 4 or 5 at a 4 or 5. Okay. And 2, you also got to like chalk that up to like just ads are still, we're still in like in a point where like ads are a good thing that still you want to invest in. It's still a good play.
Right.
So, but wait till it's not as a good play. It's a little bit, the ads are a little bit overpriced a little bit. Then, we probably got to find a different type of platform to like really take advantage, and that mathematical equation won't become as simple. But again, the equation is there.
Right.
It's there. The system is there. We just got to continue to just get better. And we're getting better like literally every month.
That's right.
Better. Yeah.
That's right. And you're giving back, and I appreciate that.
Oh yeah, man.
And I appreciate you for dropping this knowledge about, how you grew financially.
Appreciate you just, allowing me to speak and allowing me to be on a platform. I definitely want to do this a lot more.
Yes. Yes.
I haven't been able to really like tell people like the insides of like how the business has grown. We have did a lot of marketing, a lot of advertising of our product, but a lot of people don't know like the inside scoop of like the actual business.
Right.
And like how that has grown and like the different strategies that we've used to grow. You know what I'm saying? It's not like complex strategies, but it's very simple.
And it's required. Like I look at the operation, I'm not saying that it's simple, but in the basic, it is simple in terms of the product that you're making.
Right.
So you have to have a skill. Y'all have to know how to make soap. Period.
Right.
You can have all the business knowledge, but you need to first have the skill to produce the soap.
Right.
After that, in order to grow it, then that's when the strategy comes in. That's the things that people don't know about.
Right.
Because someone can have the skill and say, I'm gonna make some soap like Urban Eden, but do you know how to actually move the product, distribution, scaling it, growth, making those financial decisions,
Yeah.
How do you know when to hire?
That's
how you know how many people to hire?
That's a big one.
Mathematical questions.
No, that is true. That's a big one because like we used to do soap making workshops, and that was people are big. They're really stuck on like, of course, the product is important. Don't get me wrong, the product is important. The product has to be good or whatever.
Right.
But a lot of people get caught on that part where it's like that ain't the part you should really be focusing on. That's why I talk about marketing so much because marketing literally is like that is the blood.
Right.
Marketing and like I said, and just the strategies behind everything. Yeah, the product, but it's literally everything around it. Like my brother now, he's into music. He's into music, and he wants to be a music artist. But literally, what I'm studying the music industry. It's not even about the music art. It's about everything around the music. Literally everything around it, from your website to your email list to your merch store, like all that type of stuff. Same thing here. Everything around the product. You know what I'm saying? The product is just the catalyst.
So people buy from people they know.
Yeah.
They like.
Yeah.
And then you said trust.
Trust. Like
those are important.
Super important. Nobody about to buy from nobody they don't really know. They're not about to see an ad the first time and be like, oh, I'm about to buy.
Yeah.
You're not about to go up to a female and ask her to marry you on the first time you see her.
Right.
It's gonna take some time.
Right.
Take some getting used to and getting to know the person and going on dates and same thing.
And she might not even go out with you the first time you ask.
Right. She's gonna turn you down the first time.
So why in sales, why in business, we had this expectation that
you hit the ground running.
Yeah, like you about to just, hey, you want to buy some soap?
Yeah.
Nah, it don't happen like that. They don't even know you. Who are you? It's 10 other companies that are selling soap too. Why should I get it from you instead of them?
It is. It is definitely like that.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Man, I appreciate the conversation, brother. We got to do this again.
Absolutely.
And,
absolutely.
I'm looking forward to seeing the growth, and I want to be there with you when you hit that $1 billion mark.
Oh yeah, man. And you gotta check the store out when it open back up again.
Okay.
You seen it? You actually you was one of the few that saw it pre.
Right.
And got built all the way, and then you probably saw it as it was built, and then you got to see it now, what it looks like now.
Yeah.
It's totally renovated now. We put a lot of money into renovating it again, so we're about to open up this month again.
That's right. All right. There you have it, financial frenemies. Stay tuned.
Peace.
Peace.